Okay, might as well use this reaction channel to do reactions to things. Riot Forge just put out a pre-order trailer for Bandle, a League of Legends story. So this is the cozy life sim game from the same people who did, what was it, Moonlighter? Or was it Graveyard Keeper? One of those games, anyway. This is a game that I'm equal parts excited and kind of worried about it, to be honest, because like life sim casual games, like something like a fucking farm simulator for League of Legends, like set in the Runeterra universe, is an idea that I cannot fucking believe they haven't done before this. Like, it's such a potent, amazing fucking concept, and it could work anywhere. Like, have a farming simulator set in Demacia, where like you do your farming, you hang out with your neighbors, and then the actual plot of the game revolves around like the Mage Rebellion in some way or another. Do a farm simulator like or like a farming tycoon game with Noxus, where like there's Imperial expansion and you expand to all you send resources back to the main. Like, there's ways to do that shit that like does interesting storytelling while still being cozy farm sim shit, right? So the Bandle City game, though, it feels kind of like absent any actual engagement with the product itself. I have not played it. There's no demos or anything anywhere. It feels a little bit like, this is the cozy farm sim because Yordles, because of they're cute and therefore cozy game. Like, it feels more like it's a thing of like, it's because it's Yordles, that's why we're gonna do the cozy game here. And I don't know, like, we'll see. But let's see what the trailer looks like. Fuck it, let's react to some shit. Okay, Stardew Valley fishing mechanic, clearly. But it's portal fishing. Okay, that's pretty good. Because that's, if you played Legends of Runeterra, you'll know that that's like literally Yordles will fish through various portals, like just into Runeterra, and grab junk out of them, just to use for shit. So that's cute. Okay, that works. Yeah, again, like, the art style is cute, but it also definitely looks a lot like every sort of cozy pixel game, right? Like, I don't feel like it has a strong, unique aesthetic. But okay, that does seem to indicate that there's a little bit of... Okay, so there's some story to it. Or maybe that's like a side quest, like you take a flight with Corky and then it crashes and then you have to get him the materials to repair it kind of thing, I guess. Or get him a gift, I guess. Yeah, again, like, looking at... And I don't want to be a negative Nelly about it, right? It's just, visually, aesthetically, it feels really kind of stiff. And kind of sterile. Like, when you look at like, all the stuff, you like the textures on the floor, the way that, like, this railing is just, like... straight lines and perfect curves. And it's like, when you look at Bandle City in concept art from League of Legends, like when you consider Bandle City, like, in terms of what it's supposed to be for the Yordles, right? It's a realm of chaos. It's a realm of like swooping organic shapes. Like, everything is made out of tree branches that curl in on themselves. Like, it's... And this, it feels... aesthetically, it just feels too stale. Like, it feels... It isn't this. It's not an asset flip, right? Like, I'm sure they handmade all the fucking assets that are in the game. It's just these assets all kind of feel like they came pre-made like an RPG Maker sort of game, right? Because they feel very generic. They feel very non-specific. Like, you could put these in any of 1,000 other cozy little top-down isometric pixel games, and they would look fine there. They don't really look like they could only be from Bandle City. They could only be from the League of Legends world, right? You know what I mean? And that's sort of my concern about, because like, look at this, like, look at when we leave the actual game behind, right? And we come out here, where everything's kind of messy, everything's kind of scruffy, everything's kind of sort of all over the place and chaotic, and like full of like this, especially this imagery I'm missing. When I look at gameplay footage from this game, because Bandle City is all about this, all about these curls, all about these like things that swirl and curve in on themselves. That's all over the Bandle City aesthetic. And when I look at the game itself, I'm just kind of not. I'm kind of not seeing it. In the way that like the in-game assets are put together. And it is very, like, it's here. Like, it's a little bit more on the outside. It's just that Bandle City feels very, very concrete and very built, I suppose, relative to the sort of, yeah, weird, chaotic Fey realm that it's kind of supposed to be. Which, again, is this thing of, like, I feel like, again, this aesthetic, like this particular style of aesthetic, might have been better suited for something like Demacia. Might have been better suited for something like Noxus or the Freljord even, or like something along those lines. I'm missing a bit of the chaos and the whimsy. I'm missing a bit of the weirdness. I'm missing a bit of the wild magic that's supposed to characterize Bandle City. In the aesthetics and the visuals. And again, I don't know anything about the gameplay. Like, once you get into the gameplay loop of this thing, it could be the most addictive thing since, like, fucking heroin. Absolutely it could. It's just, when I look at this from an aesthetic point of view, I'm like, oh, it's like, eh. Like, I wanted to build my Yordle house in Bandle City with all of the chaos and all of the whimsy and all of the wildness and all of the freaky fairy nonsense and chaos that Bandle City is supposed to embody, and it just doesn't look like that so much here. Like, just a bunch of empty space everywhere. Just flat empty spaces with nothing in them. And I guess it's like a party scene you're supposed to decorate yourself. But like, does this feel like Yordles to you? Like how Yordles would party? Just kind of standing around kind of thing. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. And I'm probably gonna have a good time. It's just, I'm sitting here with my artist's eye and kind of going, oh, this like, this doesn't feel like the Bandle City that I have seen in League of Legends media so far. Right, it doesn't even feel like the old Pentakill cinematic, right? Where Pentakills show up in Bandle City and like Kale kicks Teemo off a mountain. Even that, it doesn't quite look like. Everything, and it's like, I think it comes down partly to the isometric perspective, right? Like, that is this isometric perspective where everything is sort of divided into squares by necessity of gameplay. Like, I think that probably is part of the reason why the aesthetic isn't clicking for me, because everything is aligned on a grid, right? Which is kind of antithetical to how Bandle City works, in lore, anyway. But these are very me-specific complaints, I'm sure, and it's not really like the audience is supposed to appeal to, I think, is people who are used to that style of game, right? Like, who like are looking for a new one of these games, and then Riot Forge is here to provide. It's just, yeah, for me specifically, it's not giving me the thing I would want from an adventure in Bandle City, like especially this room interior, because it's not just like, oh, this player decorated the room in an uninteresting way. It's that the construction of the room, the way, because like I would imagine, like, can you choose different railings in here? I feel like probably not. You probably can't do that much about the fact that you have like one big flat floor down here and one big flat floor up there. Like, can you install a little raised island platform? Can you mess with the topography of this place? Like, I imagine you couldn't, because it's an isometric game. You can only do so much with the fucking topography of it, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I've been worried about this game a little bit, because it's a concept that is like a 10 out of 10 kind of, that feels just intrinsically perfect. But the execution, I'm really not sure. But I guess on February 21st, we'll see. I guess we'll see. Anyway, my playlist keeps going. What is this? Oh, it's the Yahtzee review of Beyond Good and Evil. I should watch that at some point. I've been busy with AGDQ. There's so many good runs. There's an Undertale run that's about to start right now, actually. I should probably watch that. Wonder about that name Aussie, why that's scratched out. That's probably something to do with the lore. Like, because that's the thing, like, nothing we've seen so far hints at all at the story of the game, except here at the end, where we get Save Clover, which I'm probably this person, and Save Bandle City 2, where you're going to have Vigar and Rumble and Tristana and someone with a sock for a head, for whatever reason, who some kind of threat to Bandle City. Presumably over the course of doing life sim stuff, you'll build up the resources or whatever to help the Bandle City gunners protect the city from whatever. Like, that all might be good. It's just visuals, aesthetics, not 100% what I'm looking for. Anyway, that's a reaction to the trailer. I guess once the game comes out, I'll probably play it over on the Let's Play channel. And I really hope that all of my concerns and worries are wrong. I would very much like this to be good. And, like, fuck it, like, even if it's not, I would like it to be successful, because then maybe Rowan over at Riot Forge can push it through that, hey, how about a farm sim somewhere else in League of Legends? Or, like, I just fucking, like, there's so many cozy games that like, genres that are kind of, because, like, Ionia would make for a really interesting setting for a farm game, because specifically because, like, that region, like, all the people who live there, they don't farm in traditional ways, but like sort of like tilling the soil and clearing forests and all, like they have to work in concert with nature. They have to ask the nature spirits for permission to do the things that they're doing, and like work in like spiritual concert with the land. And there's this dissonance because Noxus is coming in and providing all the, like, that's, think of Stardew Valley, right? Joja Mart versus like helping out the Junimo spirits. Like, that exact thing would transplant perfectly to something like Ionia. So if this is successful, like if this cozy game sort of goes off and lots of people play and people enjoy it a lot, it's successful, maybe that opens up the possibility of future cozy games. That would be good, because League of Legends could use some fucking cozy games. Enough with the action games, enough with the sort of AAA genres. Give me a fucking railroad tycoon game set in Piltover. Like that's what I want. But anyway, I'm rambling, and it's not about the trailer anymore. We'll see in February. That's a reaction. Bye.